Welcome to the Homebrew Exchange. Today we're going to talk about how to make your own beer. Making your own beer is fun, easy, and you can even create craft quality brew in your own home. There's 5 basic steps to homebrewing. Gather supplies, heat water, add ingredients and boil, cool and transfer to a fermenter, and then add your yeast. There's also 3 levels of brewing. There's the easiest, which is extract. There's the intermediate, which is specialty grains combined with extracts. And then the most advanced, which is all grains. Today we're going to be doing the intermediate level. For equipment, you're going to need a pot that can contain at least 5 gallons of liquid, a heat source, a thermometer to keep track of temperatures, a spoon for stirring your ingredients, bags for steeping grains and hops, and a fermenting container such as a bucket or a carboy with an airlock. You'll also need cleaner and sanitizer. Today we're going to make an IPA. The kit includes instructions on how to brew. Some include dry malt extract as well as liquid malt extract, specialty grains, hops, and yeast. First, heat your 3 quarts of water to 165 degrees. While your water is heating, go ahead and fill up your grain bags with your specialty grains. Once your water has gotten to around 165 to 170 degrees, it's time to start steeping your grains. Make sure you submerge all of the grains in the liquid for steeping. Once you've made sure your grains are underneath the water, cover it and let it sit for 45 minutes. While your specialty grains are steeping, go ahead and heat another 3 quarts of water to 170 degrees to sparge. After you've steeped or mashed your grains for 45 minutes at 150 to 155 degrees, it's time to sparge. Since we've heated our 3 quarts of water to 170 degrees, we're going to use this hot water to rinse all the sugars out of our grains. Now that we've steeped and mashed our specialty grains, it's time to top off with water so that we can create our boil. Once you've reached a boil, go ahead and turn off the heat so we can add our malt extracts. It's important to turn the heat off so that you don't scorch the bottom of the pot with the malt extracts. First, we're going to add our dry malt extract. Notice how we're stirring as we pour it in. Again, when adding your liquid malt extract, make sure to stir the wort. Tastes like candy. Once you've made sure all of your malt extracts have dissolved, go ahead and return your wort to a boil. At this point, you don't want to leave your wort because it can boil over and create a large mess. Now that we've begun boiling, it's time to start adding our hops. Today we're going to use pellet hops, which are a pulverized form of hop. It's helpful to put hop pellets or hop leaves in a hop bag for easy removal later. Here are some boiling tips. Set a timer. Most recipes give hop addition schedules according to time left on the timer. For our final addition, we're going to add Cascade. Hops added within the last 1 to 5 minutes impart most of the aroma you get from your beer. Now that our 60-minute boil is finished, it's time to cool our wort so we can pitch our yeast. It's important to get the wort down to 65 to 75 degrees as quickly as possible. One way to do that is to submerge the pot in your sink with cold water or an ice bath. Once our wort has cooled to 75 or 80 degrees, we're going to dump it in our fermentation bucket. As you can see, we're not quite at 5 gallons. At this point, it's okay to top your wort off to 5 gallons before fermentation. In Portland, the drinking water and quality is really good, so we don't have to worry about using sterilized water from the store. At this point, it's a good idea to take an original gravity reading on your wort. This is going to help us calculate alcohol content later by measuring sugar now. So our original gravity for this beer is around 1.052. So now that our wort is cooled, we're ready to add our yeast. It's important to remember that everything that comes in contact with our wort needs to be sanitized first. So I'm going to sanitize the yeast packet and the scissors I use to open them. Now you can sprinkle the yeast over your wort. Now it's important to get oxygen inside the wort for the yeast, so we're going to stir vigorously. This is the last time we're going to be agitating the wort. After this, we're going to let the beer sit for about 7 days. As you can see, I have water in my airlock to allow CO2 to escape. I'm also going to make sure I sanitize the bucket lid. Now I'm going to place my beer in a cool, dark place for 7 days to ferment. After 24 hours, your airlock should begin to bubble. This means that your yeast is active and your beer is fermenting.